Okay, there's been so many great new bands popping up in the KW area lately, and one of these is the Trembling Memsies. And joining me now in the studio is drumming Memsie Adrian Stickland. Good afternoon, Adrian.
How are you?
Not too bad. First of all, what is a Trembling Memsie?
Well, you know the trembling part, but a Memsie's a South African slang term for wimps. You know, just had it on, like, remember when, like, the one South African leader was caught with this liberal woman that was a news editor or something. Yeah. There was a whole scandal about that. You know, she was going on, or his wife was going on. Well, at least he isn't a Memsie or something like that. So.
How did you guys get together in the first place? How did that happen?
Well, the bass player and I used to play in a band 9 years ago called Laissez-Faire. It was our first punk rock band together. Yeah. And our first, experiences in live music. And we played in another band called Baby Turns Blue after that, but then we parted ways because I felt like we've been together over 3 or 4 years doing stuff together. It would be nice for a whole different bunch of people. Right. So we didn't play for a while, and I went on to do different things. Played in a band called Maggot Fodder between that, but after Maggot Fodder had run its course, I didn't play for 14 months, and I just didn't want to be in a band for the sake of being in a band. I wanted to do something that I thought was worthwhile. Right. So I ran into Chris. We've always been friends, even though we were in different bands and did different things, and I mentioned to him, we haven't played for a while together. It'd be, maybe this is an opportune time to get together again and do something. Right.
Who else is in the band?
Dale was in a band with Chris before that, our lead singer, Dale Greenwood. So Chris and him were doing stuff on their own. They had written stuff after their band had gone its course, too. Right. And Steve played in another band, what were they called again? I forget their name right offhand, but in the Guelph scene, mm-hmm. and we knew he was looking for, not in a band, so we needed another guitar player, so we got in touch with him, and he worked at the University of Guelph radio station, so it was kind of a closed community thing that we all knew each other, but we weren't doing things at one time, so we just pooled our resources.
Yeah. For people that haven't heard you before, how would you describe? I hate categorizations.
I know, but you have to.
Yeah. How would you describe your sound?
Well, it's we don't lose our punk roots and stuff, but I think we've matured as musicians and our outlook on life, and it comes through our music. That's just on a personal level, but energy-wise, I think it's still from that era. But I think we've definitely got a wall of guitar sound, yeah, with a layered effect to it, with different things going on, and each guitar playing off each other and building. Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the writing, how your writing takes place. Is it more of a sit down and jam and whatever works?
Yeah, communal effort sort of thing. Someone will have a bass line, and Dale actually does acoustic stuff on his own, and sometimes we'll listen to his acoustic tapes he puts out, and we hear a couple riffs from a song, or that sounds really good, maybe add that to an electric guitar and see what build off of that. So it takes on a different perspective than what he was doing acoustically, but it's still.
And everything seems to keep building and growing and developing.
It's definitely a layered effect to come to a different.
Yeah, you'll probably notice, 6 months down the road playing Jesus Redneck or whatever, it'll be a totally different sound than you originally started off with.
Oh, definitely we started, I guess, around New Year's of 89, so it's definitely changed a lot from then.
You have a new demo cassette out. It's called George Jetson's Karma, and is it available for sale at retail outlets?
Well, we're going to get our asses over to Kitchener for a change. We've got it on sale in Guelph, but we're kind of a laid-back band, and we aren't really pushing ourselves too hard, which is, detrimental to us in a way, but it's just kind of our outlook on things. We're just doing it because take our time. We're not like that, go get them. youngsters that we used to be.
That's what a manager's for.
Oh, really? By the way, if anyone's out there, because definitely that's something we need.
Yeah. So it's available, what, at Second Wave?
Second Wave, yes, and hopefully we'll have it at
Dr. Disc?
Dr. Disc, yes.
Okay. I mentioned before the first track on side A is Jesus Redneck. What's that all about?
Well, I think it's... The sad thing is I don't pay a hell of a lot of attention to the lyrics, but I like them. But I'm more into since I play drums, I'm concentrating on the beat. But it's something got about Andy Mayberry, I know that, somewhere in there. You guys twisted. You have to read his lyrics.
The other one that kind of struck me just by the name alone, what's it called? The Death of a Carrot or something?
Death Cry of a Carrot.
Death Cry of a Carrot. Is this like an anti-vegetarian song?
Well, it's just a pun, actually. Because we have personally, I have a bit of a running feud, with the granola crowd. Not that I don't respect them, but just because they take themselves too seriously sometimes. And, there's good, I really respect what they're trying to do, but you gotta, have a bit of fun in it. You can't take yourself too seriously. And I personally rile them up a bit sometimes, and just to get reactions.
Sure. Now, future plans for the band. Have you guys got any long-term plans, like as far as taking off and touring or anything like that?
Well, we'd like to sometime, but we just don't have any plans, period, of what we're doing. We're just writing tunes and trying to get gigs and take it as, what opportunities come across. But we definitely need a manager because we're at the age where we have to work to make a living to survive, right? Yep. We can't spend that time going around and hassling, promoters and clubs, because that takes a lot of time. You can't just go once and they're not going to give you a gig, right? Once being there, you got to really pester them, right?
Well, so if anybody's out there, they can give me a call and I'll...
so we're definitely looking for a manager.
Sure. Now you got a gig coming up this Friday night. That's at the Albion?
Yes, in the Albion Hotel.
Is anybody else on the bill or just you guys?
Of course there is a band, but I forget their name. Like, you're looking at the worst person for names of anyone or bands.
Well, that's okay, yeah.
But they're a university band, and I'm pretty sure it's their last gig because they're going their separate ways.
Right.
But the singer's pretty interesting. Kind of sounds like Pierre Ubu a bit, which is, not an everyday event that you get to see.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody should pop out this coming Friday night to the Albion and see the Trembling Memsies. And I'm going to give you a chance, Adrian, right now to pick a selection of music to go out with from the cassette. So.
Well, my favorite off this cassette is Sunday Driver. I think it's an anthem rock and roll material, but it's, that's just a home recording. But I think if we did it like on a 16-track, 2-inch tape, it would be pretty sonic.
Pretty kick.
Yeah, within the realm of the time that we live. It's not a blast from the past, but it's something that, is relevant for today.
Right. Okay, so everybody get out there Friday to the Albion, and this is the Trembling Memsies and Sunday Driver. Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Baked in like fits like it's love. You'd have to swear it was sent from above. My tires flash, my fenders gnash, careful as those jagged metal wrecks spots flash past. My headlights shine through darkness. They stare back stiffly and no vision behind. My fan fell to stern, but the fan never learned. It's burned to its soul, push lights and roll. Hit the accelerator.